It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile. Just taking some clean, fresh air. Oh, no sense in staying inside. If the weather's fine and you got the time, it's your chance to wake up and plan another brand new day. Either way, it's a beautiful morning. Each bird keeps singing his own song. So long, I've got to be on my way now. No fun just hanging around. I got to cover ground, you couldn't keep me down. It just ain't no good if the sun shines and you're still inside. Still inside. Still inside. Still inside. We'll be children with robins and flowers. Sunshine caresses each new waking hour. Seems to me that people keep seeing more and more each day. Gotta say, lead the way. It's okay. Brand new day. Gotta say, it's okay. All right. Gotta say, lead the way.
Well, welcome back to the back porch, everybody. The back porch farmer here. Wanted to take you around, show you a little bit about how everything's looking in the straw bale garden and the raised beds and some of these other flats. I've still got young seedlings going. What I want to talk to you about today, though, got a little experiment going, and so we're going to talk about that a little bit. I wanted to show you. I got 3 different types of containers I'm growing stuff in right now, and they're all a little bit different. And then I'm going to show you about how to put one of these together. So stand by here. So I got a little experiment going on here, and 3 different big containers. And I'm showing you this because, like I've said before, not everybody, lives on a farm or has a huge lot or big backyard behind their house. I've got a decent sized one. But a lot of folks don't have that. They might just have a patio like this, and so there are many containers that you can grow food in. And so I'm going to show 3 different ones. They're all similar. They're similar, but they're different. And so this first one I've got here is called a grow bag. And I've never used one of these before, saw them advertised. This is what it starts out looking like. It's just a cloth bag. It looks like burlap, but it's actually lighter weight than that. Has a solid black bottom. And this is about a 30-gallon one. I've got several 30-gallon ones. And so how it works is, the instructions, they said, the material is fairly porous, but you have to cut some drain holes in the bottom, which I did. And it has this particular container has it's about 2/3, 3/4 full of my own potting mix that I put together myself. Since I'm still protesting on strike with Miracle Grow. Their stuff is garbage. And so this one has, it's about 2/3 full of my potting mix, and then it has about a 2-inch layer of store dirt from the bag, and I got that from Lowe's. It is the Stay Green version, and it works pretty good. It's pretty good dirt, actually, nice black. Got some compost in it, and so I put that on top. Well, now we'll go down here in the end next. Now down here, it's just a large container, hard plastic container that I bought a couple of years ago at Lowe's. It's got the drain slot all the way around the bottom. Now this one it's about 2/3 full with, I used just semi-composted materials from my compost pile there in the backyard. It's grass clippings, leaves, some cardboard chopped up. It's not all the way composted yet, but it's probably over halfway. So I just wanted to see how that might work out. And so that makes up 2/3 of the material in this pot, and then again it has the same 2-inch layer of the Stay Green garden dirt on it. In this pot I've got some beets, a super beefsteak tomato, and a Black Beauty zucchini, which I can see already I've put them too close together. I'm going to have to pull that zucchini out, I think, and retransplant it, or transplant it again, I should say. So this one here in the middle is what's known as a self-wicking tub. Now this tub is it's what they call here. We don't live in cattle country, but we do have people around here have cattle. I got 3 of these tubs from a young friend of mine, Nathaniel Gieske, in Rural Route Elkhart. Way to go, Nibs. And these are molasses tubs, lick tubs they call them. They're just molasses they put out there for the cattle to lick all the way down the bottom, and then when they're empty, they sometimes they're using to water cattle with or other livestock. But he had some sitting around and agreed to let me have 3 to try this out. And so this one, as you can see, it looks similar to the others. They're all about the same size. They're all about 30 gallons. But this one is a self-wicking tub, they call it. This is not my idea. This is something that the idea comes from an older gentleman named Leon Sloan, who owns and operates a large greenhouse nursery in Kingston, Oklahoma. And I subscribe to his channel, Gardening by Leon. That's where I got the idea. He's got a whole bunch of videos on how to put these tubs together. And so how it starts out, it has, you have to, in the bottom you have 5, in this one I have 5 empty 1-gallon milk jugs, plastic milk jugs. And the idea is to have a reservoir of water underneath, and you water it occasionally once or twice a week through this PVC pipe here, and add fertilizer as needed. And you're not supposed to have to water it like every day like I do these other 2. Well, this is still a new one, so I'm still watering it from the top 2 to get all the soil wet down to where it will start to wick. And so this one also, I should have said, the one on the end here just has the composting materials. It has no fertilizer added. These other 2 each received a cup of the 464 Sustain fertilizer. That's what Leon uses, and also another fella, Daniel Arms from Arms Family Homestead, also in Oklahoma. And so they get each one of these got a cup of the 464 Sustain and a half a cup of evaporated seawater, sea mineral. And so it's just a little experiment to see which one will do the best. I can tell you I made one mistake already with the grow bag. As you can see, some of the leaves are looking a little unsightly here on this zucchini plant. Well, being the amateur camera operator that I am, I ran out of space on my camera phone, and so I had to call on my able-bodied assistant, Miss Tara. We're around on the front porch now, and as I was saying back to before I ran out of space, in the grow bag that I've got going, I think I made a little mistake in the placement of the fertilizer. it's too near the top of the soil, and so I think it may be burning the roots on those young plants just a little bit. As I'll tell you in a minute, that fertilizer needs to be added further down into the tub. And so anyway, what I want to do right now is just take a few minutes to show you how to put one of these together. And like I said, this is Leon Sloan's ingenious idea. The one I have in the back that's already going has 6 or 7 empty 1-gallon milk containers, cartons. You can use anything just to take up space. You want some objects that you can use to store the water in, and then you need to create a small air pocket that will that will air prune the roots of your plants and goes for a healthier root system. So in this one, I'm going to use these empty coffee containers, and in Leon's instruction, he tells you to drill a hole at the bottom and at the top on either side. Now in my first one, like I said, everything with me is trial and error, okay? So I'm not completely convinced that all those milk jugs in my first tub, which is working fine, but I'm not convinced they're all full of water. Because number one, I only drilled just 2 on one side, 2 on the other, and they were a little bit smaller. And so you want to make sure when you're doing this, you want to use about that size of a bit. I think that is 7/16, I think. Anyway, but you want to make sure you drill a large enough hole. And this one, I'm adding more holes. This one actually has, I put 8 holes in each one of these containers because you want to make sure water comes in. You fill it up, and the water comes in, and as it goes down, and will wick up. And so it takes 7 of these to fill the tub. The first thing, before you get that far, the first thing you want to do is you want to drill a hole. You want to drill your weeping hole or your drain hole in the tub. You got to have a differential here, see? So these are so tall, so you want to come up about 5 inches and drill the hole here. And so that's like your overflow, okay? Your weep hole, whatever you want to call it. And that's when you see water coming outside, you know that your reservoir is full. You do that, you get your containers, drill your holes in the containers, make sure the lids are on tight. You need a piece of PVC pipe, and this is about 1 3/4 inches. You can get that at any big box store, Menards. I got these at Lowe's. I'm a big fan of Lowe's. And so you drill it. These, I think I made mine. The first one was a little bit longer, but this one's only like 22 inches. You don't need to have it very tall, okay? Just enough so you can stick your funnel in there and pour your water and fertilizer in. On the other end, you want to be sure and cut that off at about a 45-degree angle. The reason for that is when you stick it into the top of your container, you notch your hole out here and put it in there. You want it so it doesn't sit flat in the bottom of the container. You want it so water will pour easily out of it and fill these up, okay? All right, so we got all that together now. So we got the holes drilled, the containers in there in place. And now what you want to do, and I'm not going to go through all this because right now I'm out of dirt. I need to make myself some more potting dirt. But what you would do next then is take your potting soil, your potting mix. Do not use dirt right from your garden. It will dry out. It'll be too compacted. It won't work. You need potting soil, either buy it in the bag from Menards or Lowe's or Walmart or whatever, or make your own like I do. And what you're going to do then is just start to put it in a tub, and you're going to push it down in there and fill all these cracks in here first, all these spaces. And so, and when you get it up, when you fill it up with dirt, just about to where you're the top of the containers, that's where you're going to put in your fertilizer. And what Leon and Daniel Arms and all the Oklahoma experts tell you to do, and I'm telling you the same thing because it does work. You want to put in this 464 Sustain fertilizer, and Leon says that this is made from turkey poop and feathers. Well, if you look on the back of the bag, that's exactly what it is. It says derived from aerobically composted turkey litter, feather meal, and sulfate of potash. Turkey poop and feathers. And that's about what it smells like. It doesn't really smell too good. So you're going to put in excuse me, a half a cup of this, and then you're going to add, oh, excuse me, a quarter cup of C90, which is sea mineral fertilizer. If I don't choke to death here first. And what this is just the leftover minerals from evaporated seawater. Time I need a drink. Quick drink. So a quarter cup of that. It's got a lot of nutrients and minerals in it. Then you're going to go ahead and fill your tub all the way at the top of the rest of your dirt. All right, and you. I'm telling you, I'm going to choke to death. Excuse me. Now the ones in the back, I've got several plants. I've got a tomato growing in each one. I've got some beets and tomato in one. A zucchini, sweet potato. It'll grow anything you want to, basically. Whenever you water this or feed this, you want to make sure you add a tablespoon of this 464 and a half tablespoon of the sea mineral. Oh my goodness. And that's about it. And so hope you have good luck with that. I'm going to keep you updated from time to time on how my tubs are growing. Right now, this is actually a week later from when we started this video. I ran out of space and we ran out of time, so it's a week later, but at least I have the same shirt on anyway, so it looks authentic. My wife will edit it all together. So hope you're all doing well and your gardens are looking good. And if you like this video, I apologize for all the coughing and choking there. If you like this video though, hit subscribe, the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Be ready to make another one here shortly. Thanks.